An already complex conflict in Syria becomes even more complicated. Amid signs that Russia was building up its forces in Syria, Europe and NATO officials early this week expressed hope that Russia's involvement would be a positive factor.
I encourage Russia to play a constructive and cooperative role in the fight against ISIL. But we don't think that to support the Assad regime is a constructive contribution to finding a political solution.
But by week's end, there was a different outlook. Russia released images showing what it said were Russian airstrikes on Islamic State targets. But intelligence reports say Russia has been mostly hitting members of the Syrian opposition, including those supported by the U.S. and its European allies. That is raising concerns among European officials and observers who see the Russians pursuing their own aims in Syria.
The distinction, as the Russians say it, between good jihadis and bad jihadis that Western states make is not one that they accept. They are evidently trying to tip the balance between Assad and the mainstream opposition in Assad's favor, rather than targeting IS.
The latest complication comes as Europe continues to deal with the flow of migrants, many of them from Syria. The consensus among European leaders is that they, at some point, have to deal with the source of the problem by resolving the Syrian crisis. But analysts say any action there is impossible while Russia is flying bombing raids, and they say Russia could be beating the Western allies to a solution.
Now Russia is forcing us to engage in Syria in Russia's terms, because Russia is the only power that seems to have something resembling a strategy in Syria.
Russia rejects accusations that it's working to support the Assad government, further confounding leaders as they gathered for a summit in Paris that's to focus on Ukraine, but where Syria was to figure prominently. Luis Ramirez, VOA News, London.